Welcome back to the Sweet Take. Today we're joined by Laura Villar, who is the Swiss racing driver making history by being the first woman to ever run for FIA presidency. She is shaking up the motorsport world, and I'm so excited to be able to chat with her today about her journey and the changes that she wants to make an impact in the FIA. Laura, welcome. And so happy to meet you today and looking forward to hearing more about your story.
Thank you very much for having me, and nice to meet you.
You as well. Why don't we first start with introducing you? Who is Laura Villar? Tell us about your racing background and why you decided to run for the presidency.
Yes, for sure. So I'm Swiss racing driver, racing in different categories. First of all, I raced in Formula 4 Saudi Arabia. Then I went into GT cars, into Ferrari Challenge Europe. And this year I'm in Prototypes with a Ligier European Series. And I've been racing since many years. And I'm very happy to share everything with you, especially also about my entrepreneurship. I've been building a few companies in real estate and in racing since a few years for now. And I had the opportunity to meet few people this year and last year that make me apply for this presidency. So it's all about the opportunity from people and about the ideas I came up, and also as a woman was very important to me to face a bit the new generation and to run for FIA, that is one of the oldest sportive industry.
Were there any key moments in your racing career that made you notice and say, "Oh, hey, I would do this differently," or moments that kind of led you to this decision?
Moment, I will say, mostly it was when I met the good people with more experience than me. I took all their experience into all of my ideas, and as an entrepreneur, I always connect with the best person, and then you take the leadership to start to join ideas to say, okay, now let's do this, let's go into this, and that's how everything came up.
Gotcha. So, how long has this been in the works?
It's been many months from now, and we all work hard for it. And it was a good moment to announce it now for us.
Are there certain people in Formula One in leadership roles that inspire you, as part of the reason why you want to run for presidency?
In Formula One, not especially. Everyone has their role, and I really respect this. But as a young, new entrepreneur, I wanted to show a bit of new vision, and this is how ideas came up, and a bit like in the how to say, breaking barriers for women was kind of the moment, and I decided by myself.
Gotcha. Okay. If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, how would you describe yourself?
I would say determined, catching adrenaline, and always following my ideas to the end.
Obviously, running for FIA presidency means changes that you want to make, and you've laid out a couple of areas that you would prioritize in your platform. So I'd love to chat a bit more about that. I know that you probably can't share everything until it is fully released, but where you can, we'd love to hear from you. So I'm sure you've probably been super busy talking to all the clubs around the world. And one of your areas you want to make change is really empowering the motorsport clubs. What are you hearing from them, and what would that actually look like?
Yes, so as you were mentioning, FIA is not only about motorsport, it's also about mobility and tourism around almost every country in the world. And it's more than 240 clubs around the world. And I'm taking the time right now to talk with each president of each clubs, understanding their goals, their ideas, and really wanted to have this transparency with the clubs, because for now it's quite opaque, and I want to create like the same level for every club to get this possibility. Also create a support funds for club, and especially for clubs that are a bit smaller. I want them to give the opportunity to talk directly with the president to share what they need to share. It's very important to be all in the same level. And to see what's going on inside the FIA, and wanted to establish a committee to check everything inside, to check also the ethic, what's going on, which rules. And it's very important to me. Talking right now with the clubs for drivers, it's already existing a few programs like Girls on Track and the program of Rising Stars. And it's very important to keep this movement and to push them, because sometimes young talented people didn't get the opportunity to continue their career. So yeah, that's in my own experience, seeing people that were talented and had to stop their career because it's a big cost. It's very expensive. And even for women to get the opportunity to go to the high levels. So thanks to F1 Academy, they had the opportunity to start, but we need to push this movement for women. And that's why we want to create a young driver academy that we will select every year around 25 drivers to increase the drivers to come and to show their talent, young and women drivers. That's what I want to represent today, also in my candidacy as a young and a woman person, which is very important. And I was mentioning also, because FIA, it's not about the sport only, but also about tourism and mobility. So talking now with every clubs, I'm seeing what's going on around the world. I want, especially in road safety, to concrete to zero deaths, but by 2035, to get this in every country into like a United Nations World of Tourism action plan from FIA. It's very important to help to finance the local tourists, and also furthermore about sustainability. That's what we are also talking with clubs to get FIA carbon neutral by 2030, which is very important to be like the academy of future, to show to people that everyone in the world needs to take care of this. This is very important talking we are having with the clubs right now at the moment.
Yeah, so you talked a lot about different aspects of your platform, right? Around empowering the clubs, having more transparency, pushing the agenda on sustainability, obviously increasing the programming for young women and young talent in general, and also the mobility piece. Are there certain, I guess, themes that you're hearing from these clubs? Are a lot of them talking about certain areas that they believe need more prioritization over others? Is there anything that you can share with us there?
I mean, talking with each clubs allow me like to grow my program that is going to be shared in the next weeks. So I cannot tell everything at the moment. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, one area that obviously is very dear to my heart is the investment in more programs for women as well as young talent. So you mentioned briefly selecting 25 drivers
Per year.
per year. Okay, what is
Yeah.
that? What does that actually would mean?
It means, from everywhere around the world, we're gonna have a look, a check on the people that has talent or people that are gonna reach out. We will give them the opportunity to show what they can do. This is what FIA should do in this young academy. For now, as you saw, is and exists already the FIA University that is for people that work around motorsports, but we need to develop a more of this for people that drive also and drivers.
Very exciting. Well, when is the platform coming out that we can direct people to kind of take a look at it once it's all documented?
In the next couple of weeks, very soon. All the program is going to be shared. Also, my presidential list is going to be shared, and it's going to be public.
Okay, great. So I know you can't share specifically, of course, who's going to be part of your team and your cabinet. Could you share, what qualities in individuals that you're looking for that you want as part of your team?
A part of my team, so I need a president, of course, me. Then I need a president of Senate. So I want someone very specific that is qualified for it. I'm going to have one deputy chef for sport and one deputy chef for sport and mobility. That's what requiring me now. And then I will need also 7 vice presidents from all the world, from each continent. So this will be part of my presidential list.
Gotcha. When you're selecting individuals for each of these roles, are there certain qualities or perspectives that you value that they bring to your team?
Yes, I mean, people with experience, people that already knows about FIA, especially the seven vice president are part of the World Motorsport Council, so they are very qualified people from FIA. And yeah, I'm sure with all of this team, we're gonna make all the things happen. Because the role of the president is to have the best leadership.
Definitely. So,
Mhm.
of course, your bid is historic, first female to ever run for presidency, and being first is always harder than being second. If you don't win, what do you hope that your campaign still does for where we are right now with F1, motorsport in general, and FIA?
First of all, I want to win and I will go till the end. We will do the best we can. And of course, if I don't win, I want to show to every people around motorsport that all the stereotypes that because of course it's a main dominated sport and also around tourism and mobility. But I mean, I think it's kind of the new area also to fight as a woman because as a woman we have the same capacity as men to do the thing, so it's very important to break this kind of stereotype in the world.
Love that. After the news has broke, there's been a lot of positivity, but there's unfortunately also been some skepticism, that we've seen in the news, and with headlines kind of focusing on why it won't work. How do you personally deal with that type of narrative?
I mean, of course, it's always going to be positive and negative comments. But I mean, I'm going through something new with a very good team around me. I'm not alone in this fight. I will, yeah, of course, alone it will have been harder. But that's why I have people that have a lot more experience around. And in a few weeks, we're going to share the presidential list, the program. I mean, everything is going to be there. And I'm all the people will see it, and yeah, I don't have nothing to say about bad comments.
All right, I just have a couple more questions for you. So, one is, if a young girl asked you why this campaign matters, how would you explain it?
This campaign matters first of all because in the sport I'm the first one to make a move, and I think it's very important to show to the world that a new generation and young women can go and fight for important thing because I mean, there is no age for it. So just go through what you dreamed about and what are your goals in life, and no barriers. Just let's go.
Yes, no, we always need more examples like what you're doing, what Susie's doing, in motorsport, but also outside so that girls can see themselves in those roles in the future. If there was one thing that you would want to change people's mind on after watching our conversation, what would that be?
After our conversation, they will all see that it's very serious, that I have a team around me, and we're gonna show everything in the next couple of weeks. And I want to fight for this campaign because everything has been prepared in advance. And yeah, very, very happy to continue and start this new movement.
That's it for this episode of The Sweet Take. Thank you, Laura, for joining us. It was so wonderful to meet you and also to remind us that being first is definitely harder than being second. And oftentimes, the biggest change comes from standing up and raising your hand and saying, "Why not me?" So, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a bit more of what you can about your goals with your FIA presidential bid. And we all look forward to hearing and seeing the platform and your team in the coming weeks. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.